Hello, friends. Welcome back to Spiritual Morsels. I hope you're all doing well. Today, again, we are going to be looking into the life of David and Goliath. Friends, when we face problems in our lives, how do we respond to these problems? Many times, if it's a scary situation, we freeze, we retreat, we run back, and usually what we do is we talk to our friends about the problem that we face, right? I have done that. And the Bible says that when we face a problem, the Bible encourages us to talk to the problem, to speak to the problem. We have been looking into the life of David and Goliath. And 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 43 says, "And the Philistine cursed David by his gods." The Philistine Goliath cursed David in front of the entire nation of Israel and the nation of the Philistines. He's cursing David by his gods. He's taking the name of his gods and cursing David. So, in other words, he is publicly doing witchcraft against David. This is a very scary situation here. If we hear that somebody is practicing witchcraft against us, we might get scared. Here, David is facing this in public. He's seeing this man practicing witchcraft against him. But do you see David's response? Instead of retrieving and, running back in fear, what does David do? He opens his mouth and he speaks to the giant. He speaks to the giant. Over here, David says, this day, the Lord will hand you over to me, and I'll strike you down and I'll cut off your head. He is making a public declaration by faith. There is a lot of depth into this. There's a lot of things, a spiritual mystery behind this, which we will be looking into in the coming episode. But right now, today, I want to focus on the fact that David, instead of getting scared and running away from there, he opens his mouth and he speaks to the giant and he declares some things by faith. He declares certain things which are beyond human understanding by faith. He says, "Today, I will strike you down and I will cut off your head." Now, we must understand David has only a stick and 5 smooth stones in his hand. He doesn't have anything with which he can cut off Goliath's head. But he's making this declaration. He doesn't have a sword, he doesn't have a knife, he doesn't even have a small switchblade in his pocket. He doesn't have anything sharp with him. He's got 5 smooth stones and a stick. But he is saying that I will cut off your head today. And just as he declared by faith, God let it happen. God honored his faith and God made sure that whatever he declared to the problem was fulfilled in his life. Friends, many times we get scared when we face situations that are beyond our control, and we talk about those problems. We share about those problems to our friends. We even talk to God describing our problem. But I just want to encourage you to tell the problem about your God. You know what Jesus said? Jesus says in Matthew chapter 17 verse 20 that if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, all you need to do is speak to this mountain to move from here to there and it will move. Speak to this mountain. Jesus doesn't say if you have faith, push the mountain. Jesus doesn't say if you have faith, gather all your friends and walk around the mountain. No, he says speak to the mountain and it will move. The Bible keeps telling us every now and then to speak to our situation. And Jesus demonstrated that to us. In the Gospel of Mark chapter 4 verse 39, Jesus spoke to the waves. He said, quiet, be still. He didn't touch the water. He didn't do anything. All he had to do was speak to the waves. Friends, the Bible encourages us time and again. All over the Bible, if you see, God tells us to speak to our situations. Speak life into your dead situations. Speak the power of God into your impossible situations. We as believers, as children of God, need to operate in the faith. Jesus says faith as small as a mustard seed is enough for you. If you can operate in that faith and open your mouth and speak to the situation, you will see miracles. I believe that in the coming days, instead of talking to God about the problem, if we can talk to the problem about God, instead of telling our friends about the problem, if we can speak to the problem, we will see amazing things happening in our lives. May the Lord help all of you to do that. God bless you.